Hare Krishna. Our free will is never lost, but it is constricted when people become addicts. See, somebody becomes alcohol addict or a drug addict. At that time, addiction is considered by many not just as a behavioral condition, but it's considered to be a pathological condition. That means that they say that behavioral means that why do you drink? It's just a behavioral malfunction. But pathological condition means it becomes a disease. When somebody gets disease, we don't blame them for the disease. We help them to get cured of the disease. So when a particular drive becomes very strong, it becomes addictive, then it is as if that person doesn't have free will only. The alcoholic may not be a bad person, but that person can get so caught, so consumed by the desire for alcohol that it appears as if they don't have any free will at all. So then the question arises, can the free will of the soul, can our free will be completely lost any time? So can somebody say that, oh, I have no capacity to resist alcohol, I am just an addict? Yes, now at one level it may be true that some desires can be so strong as to be irresistible. At the same time, even when it is said that alcohol is a pathological addiction can be a pathological condition, there also it's understood that such a person cannot just be told don't drink. The person may need some treatment, may need to go to a retreat center, recovery center, where they are given proper care, counseling and encouraging atmosphere, and that's where they recover. But even for such recovery, the patients, the addicts have to cooperate. And if the addicts are completely uncooperative, then even they can't be helped. That means that whatever little capacity to cooperate they have to use that capacity properly. And that means they have some amount of free will. If they had no free will, then they would not even be able to go to a recovery center or cooperate with whatever treatments and counseling is offered in the recovery. Now at this point, their capacity to choose may become very limited. For example, if somebody becomes a compulsive alcoholic, then they may just say, I have to drink, and I have to drink morning, afternoon, evening, I just can't live without it. Now they feel, do they still have free will? Yes, even then they may have free will. What do you drink? Now some drinks may be much more damaging to the body and the mind, other drinks may be less damaging to the body and mind. So even if an alcohol addict goes to a bar and the bartender asks, what do you want? And there are so many drinks among which the alcoholic may choose one. So here also, even within the addiction's limit, they have free will. And just as they have free will to choose which drink to drink, they may not have the free will whether to drink or not. But the point which we are making is they still have free will. And that little free will, even if it is microscopic, if they use it properly, then their free will can increase. So just like if a person who is very sick and very weak, they may not be able to lift weights, but the doctor may tell them, just lift your finger a little bit, and small finger you lift, then you lift 2 fingers, then you lift full palm, and like that they'll be able to gain back the energy. So like that, if we just use our free will properly, then we will be able to learn. The addicts, if they use their free will properly, they will be able to recover their access to free will more and more. The arena will increase. So the Bhagavad-gita talks about this in the 16th chapter when it says that when we indulge repeatedly in something, then that becomes an addiction. That desire becomes a shackle. In 16th chapter, 12th verse, it is said that Asha Pashashatair Baddha Kama Krodha Parayanaha Ihante Kama Bhogartham Anyayenartha Sanchayan. So Asha Pashashatair Baddha, Krishna says Asha becomes like a pash, it becomes like a shackle, like a noose that pulls and imprisons and controls the person. Shatair Baddha, by hundreds of such desires the person becomes bound. So now what is the way out of this bondage? Actually, the way out is to focus on using whatever free will we have effectively. If we use the free will we have effectively, we gain further access to free will. That means if we focus on say practicing bhakti yoga is the best therapy for healing ourselves of the disease of material attachments, because bhakti yoga gives us access, connects us with Krishna, who is the source of all happiness, and gives us access to higher happiness. So by that access to higher happiness, we can slowly resist and reject the lure of lower pleasures. So whatever little free will we have, if we use it to connect with Krishna, we will become purified, we will become strengthened, and gradually we will become healed. So by misuse of our free will, the arena of the free will gets constricted. But by proper use of the free will to serve Krishna, the arena of the free will expands, and thus we will become liberated, not just from the addiction. Some of us may not have any addictions, but Bhakti Yoga can liberate us from all material attachments and from this material existence itself, and it will liberate us into the arena of eternal happiness. Thank you. Hare Krishna.